What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 4:29 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Niagara Falls, New York. Apparently, there was an attempted terrorist attack on the US Canadian border at Niagara Falls. What you're looking at here is some raw footage coming from the Rainbow Bridge shortly after the attack occurred. You can see what appears to be some type of fire burning and a huge plume of black smoke. Apparently, two people are dead and one U.S. Border Patrol officer has been injured after apparently a vehicle exploded on the Rainbow Bridge, which connects New York to Canada at the Niagara Falls. This bridge is just north of Niagara Falls, okay? This is clearly a terrorist attack or an attempted terrorist attack. Thank God there weren't any innocent bystanders affected. Okay, it seems like just the people who were driving the vehicle and potentially one Border Patrol officer was injured. And all bridges connecting New York to Canada have now been shut down. The FBI has confirmed that they are investigating this right now. And apparently, all different kinds of federal agencies are involved, the ATF, the Joint Terrorism Task Force. So, this is huge news, guys. It's Thanksgiving Eve here in the United States. Tomorrow, we celebrate Thanksgiving. And today is a major travel day for many Americans. They go to visit family members in other states, or they go to Canada, or they go from Canada to the US, etc. So, this is logically the perfect time to do something like this if you're some kind of jihadist or terrorist. So, I personally think this is just the beginning. Okay. I am very, very concerned about tomorrow. And I think we could see multiple attacks tomorrow in multiple US cities, especially New York City, which is celebrating the Thanksgiving parade in downtown Manhattan. So that is a prime target, guys. So I predicted this would happen weeks ago. Okay. For a lot of you guys who've been with me since the beginning of the war in Gaza, I said that this would happen. Okay. They already declared holy war in the Middle East like weeks ago. Okay. At the end of October, the middle of October, all those jihadist groups, I'm not talking about Hamas and Hezbollah, I'm talking about all these other groups, already declared holy war against Israel and the US, okay, a month ago. So we shouldn't be surprised, all right? But our mainstream media is failing to warn people of the seriousness of the situation in the Middle East right now, okay? So that's why I've been trying to tell you guys to be aware of your surroundings, avoid big cities, avoid targets like bridges and squares of major cities, metro stations, subway tunnels, stadiums, anything that would be a target you want to avoid now. Okay, I know it sucks you have to do that. I highly recommend you do so. Okay, this is just the beginning, guys. This could be just like a little warning to the US from these jihadists. Okay, and we do know that the US launched another airstrike late last night in Iraq after some of these Iranian backed militants fired two ballistic missiles at a US base. Okay. We're not talking about some cheap drones. We're not talking about some grad rockets. We're talking about ballistic missiles that are now being launched at our bases in Syria and Iraq by these Iranian militias. So things are spiraling out of control. And we had to launch more airstrikes last night, and it didn't deter them. They launched more attacks on our bases after that. This morning, there was another attack. Now we have an attack here on U.S. soil. So it's only going to get worse and worse, guys. You need to make sure you're getting prepared. Okay. Very, very important to be prepared right now. Like I said, avoid areas that are targets, avoid big cities, avoid parades. And if it's legal to do so where you live, carry some kind of self defense tool, and make sure you know how to use it. Make sure you practice with it. Make sure you're aware of where the exits are anywhere you go. Make sure you know where cover and concealment is anywhere you go. Okay. Get into the habit of identifying cover and concealment when you're out in public. Okay. Just kind of scan your area as you're walking through a city, or you're going to work, whatever the situation is. Constantly be aware of your surroundings. Okay, use peripheral vision. Don't have tunnel vision. Use peripheral vision. Practice using your peripheral vision so you get a wider field of view, and then you can react to things quicker because you're going to see it faster. Okay, avoid tunnel vision and practice identifying cover and concealment anywhere you go. But this is very, very serious. And we have some more footage here. I want to play this video coming from somebody that was basically right there. You can see this huge fireball here.
I've never seen anything like this. The car just exploded.
Look at that fireball, guys. Now they're trying to say on the mainstream media that this was an accident. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Look how black the smoke is. Oh my gosh,
Look at
it's
the
getting
smoke.
worse.
Yeah.
Is somebody trying to put it out, or
I don't know. I don't know.
it's just spreading by itself?
Our car is right there. My car is right on the side. Oh my goodness, it's spreading.
Oh shoot.
What happened? I have no idea.
How
Could that
far
be
away
an
is the
elect?
car?
That is my car right there.
The gray one?
Yeah, the gray one. I just hope it doesn't spread.
It won't get.
What could have happened? Jesus.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Never seen anything like this.
Because I just had a sample.
Look at their color.
So absolutely insane, guys. Here's some more footage from further away. You can see this big plume of smoke.
Yo, call Steve. Tell him to come back.
Look at this huge plume of smoke, guys. Absolutely insane. Fox News is reporting that authorities are searching for another vehicle, and all government buildings around the area are being evacuated and closed. Nearby airports are being searched, including the Niagara International Airport. Biden has already been briefed on the explosion. And Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, said the explosion is a very serious situation. And we have an assessment that was provided by Homeland Security saying that there's an increased terrorist threat to New York State. While there are no specific threats to the 2023 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City, the Israel-Hamas war has created a heightened threat environment that makes the parade an attractive target. A new threat assessment from the Department of Homeland Security and other agencies said the assessment obtained by ABC News expressed concern about lone actors using online platforms to express threats of violence against Jewish, Muslim, and Arab communities, as well as committing simple, unsophisticated attacks that are difficult to detect in advance. The assessment also noted calls by al-Qaeda for followers to attack American, British, and French nationals, as well as Jewish people everywhere, using public events and large gatherings as a backdrop. Tensions related to the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, coupled with the widespread sharing of graphic and disturbing content related to this conflict, increase the prospects for violence in the United States with little to no warning, the assessment said. Though the 2023 New York City Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade event will provide a broad set of soft targets for an attack, congested areas where the largest amount of people gather, particularly designated viewing areas, are likely the most vulnerable spots for a mass casualty attack, the assessment said. Nearby public accessible areas, mass transit hubs, pre-event gatherings, and post-event celebrations may also be viewed as potential targets due to the ability to inflict significant casualties at such locations. All right, so this is huge news, guys. Tomorrow we could see some kind of attack. And the governor of New York said we'd be naive to think the war in the Middle East does not have the possibility to bleed over. Particularly New York, we have been targeted in the past, yet we are very prepared. And apparently the governor of New York is now traveling to Buffalo to be personally briefed on the situation. I want to share some security camera footage coming from this bridge, the Rainbow Bridge, and you can see this massive fireball here on the right side. Okay. So, an eyewitness said that there was a car going 100 miles an hour towards the bridge. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, they have brought back their 25% discount on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the discount, you have to use the link preparewith.nyprepper.com. And the link is in the description below this video. And this 3-month emergency food supply has a 25-year shelf life, and it's all contained within 6 rugged watertight buckets, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. Pretty much anyone can find the space in their home to fit 6 buckets, and it'll cover you for 3 months. And it's a variety of food, lunches, breakfasts, dinners, drinks, snacks, free shipping included, 25% off their normal price. Use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get the discount. They also have a 2-week emergency food supply, which is excellent for outdoorsmen or people who go vehicle camping. Now, why would you want to have 3 months of emergency food? Well, you can't rely on the just-in-time delivery system. We saw that fail during the pandemic. People were panic buying all kinds of food, and there were shortages of meat, dairy, and various types of foods. And that's nothing. If there was a true crisis in this country, like nuclear war, an EMP, a cyber attack, whatever the situation is, natural disasters, hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, people would panic and buy up all the food. You don't want to be reliant on grocery stores for your food. You want to have a cushion for your family, and this will give you that cushion for a very reasonable price. You don't have to worry about rotating anything. You don't have to worry about your preps going bad. Just store this stuff in a temperature stable location, not too cold, not too hot, stable throughout the year, and it will last 25 years. This is an excellent gift idea for the prepper in your life. The 2-week food supply is an excellent gift idea for the outdoorsman in your life. They also have a general store. If you click the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the page when you get to preparewithnyprepper.com, it'll take you to their general store where they have everything you can imagine, from potassium iodide to water filters, solar generators, solar panels, survival seeds, fire starters, anything you can imagine, it's all there. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 3-month freeze-dried food supply. And the link is in the description below this video. So we don't even know if there was an explosive device in this vehicle, or if they just put extra cans of gas or propane inside and they just drove straight into the bridge and made the car explode like in a suicide style attack. But this is very, very concerning, guys. And remember, the government and the mainstream media are not going to tell you about it until it's too late. Okay. This is clearly a red flag. Okay. Something is going on, and this is just the beginning. Okay. Let me show you some pictures here. Here's a picture of the aftermath. You can see chunks of the car all over the place. And here we have some debris here and some flames. And here we have a look from far away at the bridge. Okay, this looks like the American side. And you can see this huge plume of smoke. So this happened on the American side. Okay, they drove towards Canada into the checkpoint on the American side. So this is on the bridge looking towards the US. Okay, massive plume of smoke here. Here we have an eyewitness. I want you guys to listen to this eyewitness, and he describes everything. He says that he saw a vehicle going 100 miles an hour towards the bridge. Okay, so let's listen in.
My wife and I were walking down Main Street here, and the car was coming flying back here, like over 100 miles an hour. We could hardly even see me, it was going that quick. There was a car in front of him. He swerved around it, and then it looked like he hit the fence, and this fire started, and then all of a sudden he went up in the air, and then it was a ball of fire like 30, 40 feet high. I've never seen anything like it. It was really incredible.
I'm sorry, sir. You were walking. Where were you walking?
We were walking up this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then describe it again. So
Okay, so we were walking up.
Turn towards us. Turn towards us.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So we were walking up the road, and we seen this car coming down towards the border, and he was flying over 100 miles an hour. There was a car in front of him. He swerved out, went in front of the car, hit the fence, went flying up into the air. He hit, I think there was a elevation part. He went up into the air, and we just seen the fireball, and that's all we could see. It was just covered in smoke everywhere.
So the car was coming from the U.S. into Canada, towards Canada?
Yes, it was going towards Canada, yes.
Okay. Did it actually hit towards the bridge? Where was that elevated area?
There was a fence there that's fenced off around there. It looked like it hit part of the fence because it's all damaged. And then it went elevated up, and then it went up into the air, and then it was just a fireball and smoke everywhere.
And did you see all?
And here we have a picture showing all of the bridges closed down along the New York-Canada border. This is coming from New York's 511. And here we have a web page coming from the Canadian government showing webcams of all these bridges. And you can see that the Rainbow Bridge webcams are not working. They closed them off. But you can still see the webcams at the other bridges, the Peace Bridge and the Lewiston-Queenston Bridge. Okay, and those bridges are shut down. They're totally empty, but they have shut down the Rainbow Bridge webcams. And we also have some information coming out of Warsaw, Poland, the capital of Poland. Polish authorities say they have arrested and pressed charges against a 38-year-old woman with Islamic extremist sympathies who planted an explosive device on a street in central Warsaw earlier this month. Police said in a statement published on Monday that the woman placed the device in Warsaw on the night of November 10th through the 11th and then took a train back to her home in western Poland. Nobody was hurt, but the device had the potential to injure many people, police said. And you don't hear the mainstream media talking about that, but we have a major country, Poland, a NATO country, a Western country, in their capital. An explosive device of some kind was placed 2 weeks ago by some kind of Islamic extremist, okay? So things are escalating, guys. And we have an Israeli former military secretary to 3 ministers of defense of Israel, Major General Eitan Daggett. He said it will not be possible for Israel to achieve long-term security for the communities living along its border with Lebanon without a full military conflict with Hezbollah. So, Israel already gave a memo to the UN Security Council saying that the UN peacekeeping force in Lebanon is failing to stop Hezbollah from attacking Israel. And if they don't stop Hezbollah, then Israel's going to do it themselves. Okay, this was stated just yesterday, and I reported on it this morning. Okay, this is very, very serious. Israel is going to have to go into Lebanon, okay, because Hezbollah is going to continue to attack northern Israel. And what you're looking at here are apparently 2 Israeli fighter jets that were seen flying over the capital of Lebanon recently, Beirut. And we have the Iranian Minister of Defense saying that Israel has no ability to intercept any of our missiles, including cruise and ballistic missiles. And South Korea is saying that North Korea fired a ballistic missile towards the sea, but the launch likely failed. And this came hours after South Korea said they would resume frontline aerial surveillance along its border with North Korea in response to North Korea launching another spy satellite. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a brief statement early Thursday it detected the missile launch from the North's capital region. It said the missile was fired towards the North's eastern waters, but that the launch was believed to have ended in failure. It gave no further details, such as what type of missile was fired and what happened to it. So things are getting crazy, guys. Okay. I will be back later on tonight with another update. I know a lot of you guys are probably traveling or preparing for Thanksgiving. So I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving if I don't see you later tonight or tomorrow. But if you are traveling, please be very careful. And if you're going to any kind of parade or any kind of public place, be very, very careful. Okay. So I do expect more of these attacks. I think this is just the beginning. Okay. And when more of these attacks occur, people are going to be shocked and people are going to panic. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I will be back later on tonight with another update. Until then, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.